Sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
That's right. And it's presented by Valley Park Medical Clinic, which, don't be embarrassed, guys. They're all about providing breakthrough ED remedies to men in the greater Minneapolis area. All right, so their approach is medical. You'll meet with a medical provider who will review your medical history, examine you, and supervise your treatments. It's all highly discreet. They'll make you feel at home, and they will get you feeling more confident, perform better in the bedroom. ValleyParkMedicalClinic.com. ValleyParkMedicalClinic.com. I'm not sure Valley Park can help the slump that Judd was in last week and write that down.
You know what?
Needs a slump buster of some kind.
Don't put it past him, Phil. Don't put it past him. I'm 52. You never know.
Hello, sir. What can we help you with? Are you having some trouble in the bedroom? I'm having trouble getting up for my predictions on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
My predictions have fallen flat. What can you do for me?
Write this down.
Doesn't need to be discreet. You know what? It's life, man. Gotta embrace life.
Amazing.
Good and bad.
Yep. So when are you guys going to admit that you were wrong? That's the good news. We do it every single Wednesday on both Mackie and Judd and Purple Daily. It's an innovative segment called Write That Down, where we are the only show in America that puts statistics next to our predictions, good and bad. So 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And if you want to participate like Ben is about to as a guest listener predictor, just hit us up through the Score North app. There's a quick message link at the bottom of the Score North app. Free to download. It's a central hub for everything we do. All of our podcast videos, Judd's articles when he's not writing prose for The Athletic. Should we get into it here? Speaking of Judd?
Yeah, let's do it.
Into the accountability session?
Let's
see it.
Let's see it.
Write this down.
Not a bad week for you, Judd. Little bounce back here. So you did say Ben Johnson would be the Big Ten Coach of the Year. So let's get that one out.
Yeah, I was all into the Kool-Aid early in the non-conference, or in the non-conference season, I should say.
But you did say that the Wild, and I'll admit, I actually have not fully fact-checked this, but since they've won 7 home games in the last 2 weeks, I think this checks out. The Wild will win at least 8 of their 12 home games in the month of March, you said. So, I think they've probably won
Yeah, hold on here.
I can pull up the game notes from last night, my man. Got them right here.
Let's see here. So March 2nd. All right, you predicted some March 2nd. So they played the Stars at home, which was a loss.
But then they beat the Rangers.
Rangers for 1 win. They lost the Predators. And then they beat the
it's 8.
Bruins, Hawks, Knights. Yep, they did.
So they're
on 8 right now. They're on 8.
And they got Pittsburgh. They still got 1 left against Pittsburgh tomorrow night. Yeah. So, okay. And you said Alex Goligoski would be the next current Wild player to sign an extension with the team.
That was an upset. I didn't see that. So they scratched him for a second consecutive game last night. He now will not reach 1,000 games this season, which he was set to do. But on the same day they scratched him for a second consecutive game, they signed him to a 2-year contract extension.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they extending a guy that they keep scratching?
I have a theory.
Some people think they're resting him for the playoffs because he's old and not playing well. But
no, that is not it.
But I think it's because they are potentially insulating themselves for changes that they might make in the offseason.
Okay. That one, and then so he's going to miss playing out in his 1,000th game this year because he's been scratched. He's literally, if he plays in the rest of the games, he'll literally only get to 999.
And is that just a fun personal milestone, or is there money? Was there money attached to it?
It's a big
deal for hockey to get to 1,000 games, and he's obviously from Minnesota. So I think the contract was also of, hey, we do want to make good on that for you, and we obviously you probably would like for it to happen here. So I think a little bit played into that as well.
That'd be a 1-year extension then. They signed him to a 2-year extension. I'm trying to figure it out fully.
It's $2 million. It's not going to break the bank, so I'm really not upset about it.
Okay.
Billy Guerin's working in mysterious ways that I've learned not to question. That's all I'm going to say.
It feels like he's pushing a lot of the right buttons so far.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It feels like he's playing a game and we're not seeing it all the time, but he's being proven right. And so at some point, it's just like if the Vikings moves work eventually, right? We'll be like, oh, now I get it. So like with Bill Guerin, at some point, I think you just say, okay, you know what? You made X amount of moves that work. I'll back off with hot takes and see how it plays out.
Yeah. All right. I had a couple things come off the board. I said the Wolves would beat the Suns last Wednesday. They had a 5-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and then the wheels just came off. But I did say at the beginning of the year the Wolves would finish 10th or better in the Western Conference, and they have clinched.
Nice.
I think they've clinched 7th or better. So there we go. There we go. Okay, listeners had a bunch of stuff come off the board. Declan's brother Liam said the Wild would finish with more points than the Philadelphia Flyers. This is not fully mathematically in place yet, but there's like a 30-point difference with a month to go.
Off the board.
So, yeah. I think we're good. Sam said the Wolves will finish no worse than 9th in the record column in the Western Conference. So, nice job there. And then a few things. So, Parlay Ben came on last week just swinging for the fences. And had a couple come off the board pretty quickly. He said the Wolves would beat the Suns on Wednesday. And then he had Pat Bev and Luka getting into a physical altercation in the Friday game, a bench player outscoring a starter. This next one's tough. He said the Wild would beat Colorado with Fleury in net. So 2-item parlay there. 2 goals or less allowed by Fleury. So 3 for 3 on a parlay. But then he said Foligno would drop the gloves. The gloves were dropped, but not by Foligno in the game.
But Fleury didn't play against the Avs. That was Talbot.
Oh, well.
So he missed.
Then he's wrong on all fronts.
Because Columbus, Fleury played Columbus and then Philadelphia.
Okay. He didn't play?
No.
That was
Judd's right.
Talbot played a great game against the Avs.
Yeah, Judd's right.
40 saves, I think.
So he was
Judd's
wrong.
with The Athletic now, Phil.
Yeah, I won't question.
Yeah, I was talking to people last night, and they told me that Fleury didn't play against Colorado.
And then Brian said the Whitecaps would win the Isabel Cup. They did not. I think Boston won the
They did.
Isabel Cup a couple nights ago.
Against the Connecticut Whale.
And then, Declan, you said in Marc-Andre Fleury's first start with the Wild, he'll make at least 30 saves and allow 2 goals or less in a Wild win. So a lot of those things were correct, but he did not make 30 saves.
I know. Those Columbus, I think we had like 20 shots on goal or something. It was pretty putrid.
But you did say the Wild would have at least 80 points by April 1st. They have 86 points right now with a game to go. Nice work. So with that, Declan sits in the lead in the batting average column at 438, above Judd's 333, above my 310. Listeners back up to 241. Declan has a league-leading 3 home runs. Everyone else tied with 2. And today we are celebrating Declan's 100th career hit.
Very, very nice. That's a milestone.
Hits to home run
There you
ratio
go,
is
Alex
pretty damn good, too.
Nice job. So, Judd, you're at 211 career hits. I'm at 175. Listeners at 139. Declan at 100. And then the home runs are led by the listeners at 21 career home runs. These stats go back about 4 years. Judd and I tied with 17 dingers, and Declan has 11. So, there you have it. Let's bring him in. Ben is our guest predictor here, making his debut on Write That Down. What's going on, Ben?
No, thanks for having me on. It's a milestone episode with Dex getting that 100th hit, so excited to be here.
Are you going to like print out the prediction and frame it, Declan, hanging on the wall? What's your plan here?
I might have to do that. And also just math-wise, I mean, my hits to home run ratio is also far and away better than you two. So I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Wow, had to come on and take a shot at us after we celebrated your hits.
Is it far and away? I mean, it's pretty close, isn't it? Let's see here. Let's do some math. So 100.
Dex, your math is not great. I think you just barked up the wrong tree. Phil's pretty good at math. I'm bad at math, so I really don't care. I can't tell.
No, it's so you get a home run about 1 in every 9 hits. I get a home run 1 in every 10 hits. Judd gets a home run 1 in every 12 hits. So Judd is definitely. Okay. Judd has the lowest slugging percentage of all of us here.
Yeah, I'm Joe
That's
Mauer.
Okay. You're Tony Gwynn.
I'm Joe Mauer. Exactly right. I'm spraying the ball all over the park.
The listeners just always swing for the fences, so they get a home run once every 6 hits. They're pretty
damn good.
The Miguel Sano, all or nothing.
Adam Dunn. Dave Kingman.
So, all right, Ben, speaking of those players, what is your strategy here? Are you swinging for the fences? Are you Tony Gwynn, Joe Mauering it? What are you going to do?
I think much like Carlos Correa yesterday, getting his first home run in a Twins uniform. I think I'm looking to connect with some here. I don't know if there'll be 3 home runs, but solid exit velocity.
Okay. All right. So
Brings the analytics.
Love it. So we should definitely do like wins above replacement or something like that.
Go
Like
right ahead, Phil.
Weighted runs created. So, all right, we're going to start with Ben. We'll go Judd, Declan, and then back to me. 3 trips around the room.
Write this down.
Lead us off, Ben.
Write that down. The Wolves, Wild, Twins, and Vikings will each make the playoffs this season. So I don't follow the Wild, so I would defer to Judd and Dex, but I would assume they've already clinched. But
Pretty
this would
much.
mean the Wolves get past the plan and are in the
Okay.
playoffs, and the Twins and the Vikings also make the playoffs this season. And I think what's interesting is they're all in a very similar spot, right? They're all competitive, they're all interesting, but they're not really championship contenders.
Mhm.
And they've all gotten there very differently. So I think they're all going to be in the playoffs. I think they're all going to be interesting, but I don't think any of them are true championship contenders, at least not yet.
Yep. This is a home run if it happens for sure. Because
Yeah.
the Twins still don't quite have the pitching that makes it a lock, and the Vikings are running it back with a team that hasn't been above 500 for 800 days. So this is a good one. I like this one. All right, Judd.
Write this down.
All right. The Phoenix Suns will win the LOB. The Phoenix
you have to call it
Suns will
Going for
win
it.
the NBA championship this season. I think they have what it takes, and I think in basketball it makes sense that a team that does pursue excellence in the regular season often is rewarded in the playoffs. In hockey, that's not always the case. The Suns will be your champions.
Also, think about sort of where they were. I mean, Chris Paul keeps getting older. You know, how many more runs does he really have left in him? But they mowed through the playoffs. They had a 2-0 lead in the finals, and then they got beat. I think they got beat 4 straight to lose to the Bucks and 6. Yeah, Bucks and 6.
Bucks.
And to dust yourself off after that and come back and play the way they have in the regular season. I'm rooting for the Timberwolves, but like if the Timberwolves get knocked out at some point, how do you not root for the Suns? Devin Booker, Chris Paul, it's just I don't know.
That's a really nice
I like
team.
that team.
That's a fun team to watch too.
Write this down.
All right, Dex.
All right, I'll keep the Wild goaltending thread going here. The Wild have 4 games between now and next week's. Write that down. And some tough opponents. They got the Pens tomorrow, the Canes in Carolina on Saturday, Capitals on Sunday, and then in Nashville next Tuesday. So write this down. The Wild will not allow more than 12 goals between now and next week's. Write that down.
Okay. How many games is it again?
4.
Okay, so they're gonna okay. So 3.
So if they
goals
allow
and-
12 goals or less, this hits. If they allow 13 or more, it's off. Doesn't hit.
they've been hot recently. They haven't been allowing many goals.
Write this down.
Recently.
But
So
I mean,
they should get
those are some
this.
good teams. We'll see.
All right, write this down. My guy D'Lo gets back on track tonight. So he's been really bad the last 4 games. I saw that Jace Frederick wrote about this in the Pioneer Press today too. He's just, it's like he's one of your 2 highest paid players, and he has disappeared in the 4 biggest games. And they, thankfully haven't lost all of them. But he gets back on track tonight. 18 or more points and at least 3 3-pointers made. So I don't know if he's going to go for like 40 or anything, but he's going to have at least 18 or more. He's been averaging 10 points the last 4 games, and he's shooting 15% from 3 over that stretch. So 18 or more points and at least 3 3-pointers made
Write this down.
against the Raptors.
Okay.
All right, back to Ben.
Well, Phil, you talked about Twins pitching, and the next write that down has to deal with Derek Falvey, Thad Levine's ability to develop and identify young arms. So write this down. Between Joe Ryan, Josh Winder, and Bailey Ober, at least one of them will post a whip lower than 1.20.
Okay.
So 1.20
Oh, yeah.
is about the league average. It's close to what Frankie Montas's whip was last year. And this team's going to be exciting. They sold 100,000 tickets in the 48 hours after they signed Carlos Correa. I'm going to opening weekend. Dex is going to be spending $14 on beer as a
My
season
man.
ticket holder. This team is going to be exciting. Whether that translates to success on the field, I think, is the litmus test of the Falvey and Levine administration, whether they can truly find young arms.
This is our first whip prediction of 2022.
Hell yeah.
We love a good whip prediction. Walks,
very
hits,
good.
sprintings pitched for
It's
those
very good.
uninitiated. All right.
Write this down.
Back to Judd.
All right. Write that down prediction regarding the women's Final Four, which will be in town this weekend at Target Center. UConn will win the tournament, and Paige Beckers will be voted the most outstanding player of the tournament.
Damn.
So the only 2 seed in the field, because it's 3 1 seeds, and UConn will win the tournament. Paige Beckers will be the MOP.
So this is a home run because it's really a 3-item parlay. You're predicting, and they're under. I haven't seen the betting odds, but I think they're underdogs.
No, they're a 2 seed and they're going up against a 1, so they probably are.
So you're saying they're gonna win 2 games against their next 2 opponents, and then she's gonna be. So this is a home run.
The most outstanding player.
Yep.
Most
In her hometown,
outstanding
it'd be
player.
very
Okay,
cool.
got it.
Yeah, they don't call it MVP. They call it MOP in college.
Okay.
I think it takes the confusion out of it because valuable is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
people get all confused.
Like, what does it
well,
mean? Like,
yeah.
you're the most...
Are they the best player? I don't know.
What?
The
Huh?
most valuable.
I don't know.
Okay.
The mope. The mope makes way more
The
sense.
mope.
Like in baseball, Mike Trout's pretty much the best player all the time.
But he's not the
But
mope.
is he the most valuable player because his team loses? I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. Okay,
If I see one more prediction about the Angels, this is the Angels' year to finally contend. It's like a broken record for
saying
7
that?
straight years.
Oh.
Like this is the year they'll finally break through.
People
in
want
the
him in the
AL West.
playoffs, and I get why.
it's one of the most gigantic wastes of a talent in
Totally.
professional sports history.
Connor McDavid in Edmonton, bordering on the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar. Very similar. All right, write this down. A couple baseball predictions from me. The Twins will use the opener at least 3 times in the month of April. So their starting rotation. Yep.
Yeah, define it.
So as in they're going to have a reliever start the first inning. And then they're going to have an opener in the a new pitcher in the second inning, excuse me. So like a 1-inning opener.
Okay.
And then they will have...
So it's an inning is what you're saying. So
Yeah,
you
an
can't
inning.
pitch 2.
Correct. You can't pitch 2.
Okay.
They will use the opener 3 times in the month of April.
Because I think they're going to have very strict pitch counts early, even on their starters. So it's possible they might handcuff guys together. I just want to be clear on this. If they handcuff 2 guys together for 3 innings and 3 innings, does it count as an opener? I don't know.
No.
Just to clear one thing up. So if a starter has a rough first and gets pulled, that
does not count.
Okay.
That does not count.
Perfect.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. My second prediction. So Paul George is terrifying if you're a Timberwolves fan at this point. He came back last night after 3 months out.
God.
And he brought the Clippers back from down 20 points. They won the game last night against Utah. He scored 33, just knocked off the rust immediately. The likely scenario right now is the Clippers and the Wolves face each other in that first playing game. And I don't know. I mean, I say bring it on. Who cares at this point? Let's just close our eyes and see what happens. But he is terrifying. So write this down. Paul George will score at least 25 points in a play-in game against the Timberwolves.
That's safe.
Anything beyond that, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But Paul George will score at least 25 points in a play-in game against the Timberwolves, and then they'll have to overcome it. Is sort of my thought process.
Write this down.
All right, Ben, your third and final prediction.
Well, the final prediction I wanted to do, the Vikings will be on Hard Knocks. Unfortunately, or fortunately, if you like Man Campbell, the Lions are going to be the team, and I don't think they would do the same division for the in-season Hard Knocks. So I had to change it up. Went back to some research I did when I first got scheduled for Write That Down before Kirk Cousins got extended. I was thinking about what the new front office might do in the draft. And what was really surprising to me, the last 5 years, since 2017, 19 quarterbacks have been taken in the first round. Of those 19 quarterbacks, only 3 went to a team with a head coach in their first year.
Oh.
And in 2021, there were 7 teams with head coaches or general managers in their first year. Only 2 took a quarterback, and those 2 had multiple first-round picks. So write that down. No team with a first-year head coach will select a quarterback in the first round of the 2022 NFL draft. And those teams with picks in the first round are the Jaguars, the Giants, the Texans, Saints, and the Vikings.
Okay. I like it. You got that, Dex?
Yep.
You got on that? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good research. I love it. Ben's bringing research. He's bringing analytics. He's bringing whip. It's great, man. So, you did a great job on your Write That Down debut. Since you've got this life-changing platform here, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this pinnacle moment?
Well, first and foremost, thank you guys. Like I told you offline, I've been watching Mackie and Judd, Purple Daily, since the 2019 Bomba season. My dad and I will inevitably exchange texts every week about the Rappin' with Royce episodes. Growing up in Wisconsin was tough, but I inherited my Minnesota sports fandom from my dad. So hopefully when he watches this, it'll be a nice surprise for him. So thanks, guys.
Pat was on a roll today, by the way. It's like just 24 minutes.
Yeah, you're not going to want
to.
You're not going to want to miss Royce.
His tweet about being the sixth oldest sixth oldest in baseball writers.
Oh, did someone? We had someone. It's always sad when you move up. I mean, someone died.
I think he said I'm still at 6. No, I think he's.
Okay.
I think this is his second consecutive year at 6. To which he said, "Congratulations to the 5 people in front of me. You're alive, and so am I." Or something like that.
My dad might be getting Royce's book for Father's Day. So if he watches this, I'm sorry that spoiled it.
Very nice, Chip Scoggins.
Yeah,
the author. Very cool.
Yep. All right, Ben. Awesome stuff, man. We'll get you on again sometime.
See you, Ben. Thank you.
All right, guest listener predictor, Ben. Love it, man. All right, Judd, your third and final prediction.
All right, so after 2 championship predictions, uplifting predictions, my third one's going to be more in line with me. Chris Archer will make at least 2 trips to the injured list this season.
God.
Chris Archer will make at least 2 trips. So it's going to be 2 or more to the injured list this season. His career basically has been, since 2018, has been checkered with trips to what used to be the DL and now is the IL.
It's rough, man. Yeah. So he really had thoracic outlet syndrome, huh?
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And then he had Tommy John. It's not been good. A lot of wear and tear from the
just slotting him. I like how they were like pestering the A's for a while about one of the best starting pitchers in the American League, and like, I guess they won't call us back. So okay, Chris Archer, thanks.
You know what I think part of it is too. I think part of it is the remorse that they have felt since the day that they gave Anibal Sanchez that chance, and then I think they traded for Odorizzi from Tampa that spring training and released Sanchez, and he went to the Braves and had a really good year.
So they were right about Sanchez.
No, I know, but it's always like they've been like, we were right about that, and we let him go.
Yeah.
And so like
Homer Bailey,
yes.
And who was the other guy last year that ripped them in AAA?
Matt Shoemaker.
Matt Shoemaker.
Yeah. We're gonna find the next Sanchez, and this time we're keeping him.
Yeah.
Didn't Matt Shoemaker? Wasn't he? He'd get rocked, and then he would just like give these press conferences about how bad he was and stuff. Like he owned up to it, but it was really bad.
Until he blamed the Twins in St. Paul when
That's
he was
right.
in St. Paul.
All right, Dex.
All right, last one for me. A bit of a layup here, but write this down. Sonny Gray will not throw more than 80 pitches on opening day. So Sonny Gray will. I'm assuming it looks like he's going to be the opening day starter. They haven't announced, so if this is not right, I'll even just be wrong right away. But I'm going to assume Sonny Gray is the opening day pitcher. I'm not even going to give myself the out here.
He should.
Sonny Gray will not throw more than 80 pitches on opening day.
What are we a week away from opening day?
April 7th, yeah.
8 days, but yeah.
Okay. There's not as much fanfare, I feel like, about opening day because it was pushed a week and they.
I'm taking a half day. By the way, news on the show, right? I'm taking a half day on Thursday, so I'm up for the fanfare. I will be at opening day, but yeah, just letting you know.
Okay. We'll mark that on our schedules.
Yeah, we'll put that on the calendar.
What
Write this
difference
down.
does that make for
Half
me?
day. Oh, when you send me stuff that you'll
post it for the
post
ballpark.
and whatnot. So
Post
yeah,
it for the
Dex, you're on
ballpark.
vacation. Can you still post this for me? Sure.
Yeah, post
God, I'll
stuff
gladly
from-
do that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying is I'll still send it to you. You'll just have to post it from the ballpark.
Send it to AJ. Just send it to me or somebody. All right, write this down. Marc-Andre Fleury will have at least one shutout in the first round of the playoffs for the Wild.
All right.
He'll have at least one shutout in the first round of the playoffs.
I like that.
Mark it down. So there you have it.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Those are the Write That Down predictions each and every week. If you guys aren't already, please click subscribe on the Score North and Purple Daily YouTube channels. We're up over 40,000 combined subscribers. So thank you guys for helping us build this Minnesota sports community that's sometimes depressing. It's hopeful right now. It's always speculative. It's always speculation.
But we're your therapist, and that's all that matters. We're here for you.
Damn right. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Reckless Speculation Thursday and over on Purple Daily. See you.